the case of Kimberly Sullivan, who's married to a man. She has a stepson. At age 11, they remove him from society and confine him in a room for over 2 decades, at times getting like 1 minute in the backyard. Well, that 11-year-old grew up and is 32 years old and is only 68 pounds and figured out a way to escape. His father died, but he was still being held, allegedly, by his stepmother. So he sets a fire so people will respond and literally save him. Yes, from the fire, but really from his stepmother. Take a look at some of the video from that night when the fire was set and the emergency responders, the first responders and police came to the house and saved that young man.
Come over here, go down the road. Come on, come down, come down.
Come on, down.
Who else is in the house? Who else is in here?
My stepson is in here.
How many other people? Listen,
That's it. I have 2 cats.
Everybody's out?
Yes.
Oh, your stepson's still inside?
Yeah, he's right here.
Okay,
yes.
come out. Come down the road. Come on, come on. It's not safe to stay here. Come on.
All right, here he is. All right, my dog is shaking.
I know. Come down here. That's 287 code 3 victim. Fire victim.
Okay.
Come on.
My
80
dog
seconds right here. Come on.
My dog.
I know. Come on.
I'm coming.
You're seeing that one victim right here. You just stay over here.
And that night, they saved his life in more ways than one. And they didn't even realize it at the time. Unbelievable story. Well, that woman, that evil stepmother, Kimberly Sullivan, was in court today. And Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas joining us live with the latest on today's hearings. And I'm hearing there were some statements that were read today, pretty powerful statements that were read.
Absolutely, Vinny. So today's court hearing was not only her arraignment, but it also revolved around a state's motion to modify conditions of release because she was arrested on March 12th, just about 2 weeks ago, and posted bond the following day. So she's been out freely walking around for the past 2 weeks. Now, before we get to those statements, I just want to establish what she's facing, the charges she's facing, and how much she's facing behind bars. So her charges include first-degree assault, a felony, second-degree kidnapping, a felony, first-degree unlawful restraint, another felony, cruelty to persons, and first-degree reckless endangerment, which are both misdemeanors. And in all total, Vinny, she's facing 45 years on those 3 felonies alone, plus 2 years for both of those misdemeanors, so 47 years total. Now, back to those statements. Today, during this court appearance, the state presented statements from the victim himself and also from a friend of Kimberly Sullivan who said she didn't even know that Sullivan had a stepson. Take a listen to these statements.
This victim is afraid. This victim lives in fear. I introduced myself to the victim, explained who I was. His first question in this fear is, why is she out walking around when I was locked up in a room for 20 years? He is following this on TV and social media, so he is aware of what's happening, and I say that because it would lead to his fear. A friend of the defendants of 21 years has come forward and provided a written statement to the state, to the police, that in the 21 years she's known this defendant, she's never spoken of a stepson. She was shocked to learn she had a stepson, and that friend was never allowed in this house.
Absolutely astonishing there, Vinny. You know somebody for 21 years and they don't even mention they have a stepson, and that's around the amount of time that he was held captive and essentially
living in the house.
In the house.
Living in their house.
And essentially the state was arguing today for the conditions of release that she be put on house arrest so she could have limited travel, also with the GPS monitor. That's pretty much what the state was arguing for today.
And how about the defense? What did they say about her remaining at large?
So the defense is pretty much saying in the past 2 weeks, she's complied with all the rules set forth by the court. She's not a flight risk. The defense also says their whole job with her is to protect her rights, and they say her rights are the only ones that matters in this particular case. Take a listen.
This is the third time we are back addressing the same issues. Bond has been set. Conditions of release have been addressed by the court. The state made essentially the same arguments on prior occasions, which were considered by the court and rejected. And I understand that the whole world wants to convict Ms. Sullivan, and the whole world already has. But this is the only place, the only room in this country where we have an opportunity to protect her rights.
So, Vinny, that defense attorney goes on to pretty much argue that those conditions of release were already set 2 weeks ago once she was arrested, and they don't want the judge to double back on everything that was already set.
All right, well, this case moving forward, she is like public enemy number one.
Absolutely.
I mean, what this young man went through from age 11. Cody Thomas, thank you so much.